If you're addicted to social media, then watch this video because this tip is the number one thing that's helped me in my social media addiction. It's very simple, but it's very effective, and it's what helped me a lot. So simply all you do is you go to the app, whether it be Instagram, whatever social media, you click on the app, you go to the settings, and then the area where it says set timer, or something related to setting a time limit on the app. And then basically you would set the amount of time, and you also set the days that this timer will be attached to. Of course, you want to set it for every day. For myself, I limit myself to 15 minutes a day because I don't go on the app unless I post something about a new video, and then after that I'm gone. Because if I don't, I know that I'm going to get trapped into the wormhole of social media like we all do. And you probably have the same exact issue because when you open the app, you don't even really know what you're opening it for, you're just bored. And I do the same thing sometimes. I took a long break from social media once I graduated high school for like a few years. And then I got it back simply for the purpose of knowing that I was going to make YouTube videos and I needed a platform. But because I don't like being online, I really try to limit the amount of time I'm on it. So that's why I wanted to show that method to you guys, because for me, that's really helped me, because what's going to happen is when the time limit goes off, let's say you set it for 15 minutes like me, the time limit goes off, basically you can't open the app. And if you try, the only way you can is if you change the timer yourself and you add more time. Now this is a good way to really check yourself if you're failing on purpose and if you have a problem. If the timer goes off and then you change the app, that means that you clearly have an addiction and you can't handle this certain amount of time yourself for yourself, and you could be doing something else, but you choose to just keep doing more social media. And you've probably told yourself before, I would just look for 5 minutes, and then 3 hours have passed and you're still laying in bed and you haven't done anything. And we all know social media has a lot of bad things about it, and we know the negative things that come with it. And I'm gonna repeat them still because we're still doing it, right? You know that it's bad and you keep doing it. So this entire video is the best ways that you can limit your social media addiction. Number one, use that method I just showed you on the screen. It's the number one effective way. If you literally cut off as much access as possible, then you are making the conscious choice to either basically just give in and then give into your addiction, just add more time and just keep going, say forget it, or you catch yourself and they go, okay, maybe now that the timer's gone off, it's time to go do something else. So that's number one way, and I'm gonna preach that number one way every single time. Now the second way is when you're opening the app, what is the purpose? Why are you opening the app? Are you opening it just because you're bored? Are you opening it because you're feeling lustful and you want to look at just attractive women or men or whatever online? Are you opening the app because you want to see like what the celebrities' newest gossip is and things like that? And a lot of people have told me before that they go on social media to keep up with their friends. But my thing is this: if you guys are friends, shouldn't you just tell each other what's going on? Why do you have to be on social media to see something that your friend's been doing? If you guys are friends, you just keep up to date. And I also hear people say things like, oh, I go in there to keep up with local news and politics. Let's be honest, no you don't. That's a lie. You don't go on social media to look at politics and news. And if you do, then you're probably being lied to 99% of the time, because it's the media, of course. So as far as myself goes, I go in the app just to post that I've released a new video, and then I'm gone off the app after that. Sometimes I will get a message and I literally won't see it until days later, like a week later, because I'm not even on the app. And yeah, people might sometimes get mad, but that's the way it goes. And it's not even just the same for Instagram. In any other social media, I only have an Instagram. But even sometimes text messages, sometimes I just don't respond because I'm doing stuff. And you might say that's not a good thing because you're showing that you don't care and stuff like that. No, I think of it like this. I think of it as I'm prioritizing my self-improvement. And for the first time, I'm going to prioritize my needs for once. And the people who will understand that I'll respond as soon as I can. I'm not ignoring on purpose. There's another thing you have to keep in mind. You're not missing out on anything. What are you missing out on social media? More gossip, more just like basically people trying to be like fake thugs online, and you're missing out on just like, oh, this OnlyFans model, she posted another promiscuous photo. You're missing out on, I mean, just content that doesn't matter. And yes, there's some things on social media that do bring some benefit and positivity, but it's few and far between. These kinds of videos, in my opinion, are the minority of all the stuff you see on social media. You mainly see pranks, you see, like I said, people acting like thugs and committing crimes. You see basically women hating on men, men hating on women. You'll see celebrity gossip and like conspiracy theories, stuff about governments and politics. None of this stuff matters. You know what I mean? You don't need to know any of this. We don't need to keep up all the time to know what's going on. And that's actually the second point, along with what I've just said about what is the purpose for going on the app. Basically, that's what you need to figure out. And that's the whole second point. You're going on the app because you claim you want to see what's going on in the world. But why would you use social media for that, when you can literally just look it up on Google or watch like an actual news outlet? Like, yeah, those might not be believable either, but I trust those over actually using social media. Because people like to, everything is AI now, and everything is like fake Twitter posts and stuff like that. So you don't even know if somebody actually said what they said. So you have to stop going to social media just because you're bored and you don't want to do anything else. Set that timer on your phone. Ask yourself, why do I even go on this app in the first place? You go on there to impress people, to show people that you've got such a great life, but you know deep down you don't. Because when you're alone at night, you're always depressed. And you wish that people would like you for who you are. Let's be honest. This is probably you, and probably most people on social media. And that brings to the third point, which is, at the end of the day, if you want to improve, you need to actually do it instead of just saying things online about, basically just making posts about how you're improving and you're doing better and all this. For me, I come on these videos and I tell you guys that I fail. And you've seen that with my lack of consistency. When I'm not consistently posting, I'm not consistently on self-improvement. And I've been pretty consistent the past couple weeks, I'm sure you've noticed. And of course it's okay to post stuff in a way where you're showing that you're trying. And if you make these kinds of videos, as long as you're genuine, then it's okay. My issue and my whole point is you're just telling people that, for example, let's say you post on your story, basically judging other people because they're now working hard or something. You're saying, oh, none of you are on my level, I'm working hard, everybody leave me alone, I'm grinding. Okay, but where's the proof? And the second of all, you're seeking attention because you want people to like your post and then message you and say, oh wow, you've been really working hard. And basically you want their just validation, and you want people to put you on this pedestal because you have an ego. And the whole point, in my opinion, the whole point of social media is to use it as a tool, not as a hobby. It's designed to meet different people, yes, but it's not designed to sit there for 5 hours and watch basically just stupid funny videos. Think about this. When you're scrolling through social media, I want you to imagine what you look like. Maybe do it in front of a mirror and look at yourself scroll and look how basically dead you look. When you're sitting there staring at the screen and you're sitting there just going like this, and you might get a little laugh out of something. You might be like, huh. And that's like it. 3 hours have gone by and your reward was a small chuckle. Do you really feel like that's worth it? You kept scrolling and scrolling because you wanted to find something else that's funny, which is not really that funny most of the time. And you got a little bit of a laugh out of it. Okay, cool. It's 8 p.m. and you still haven't done anything yet. Now you got to go to bed and then go back to the same job you hate and wake up with the same results. And I might be sounding a little bit harsh in this video, but part of that is because I've been a little bit harsher on myself recently. So I'm kind of just bringing that energy out. But at some point, we have to realize just how bad our addictions are. And I don't really struggle with social media anymore. Yes, sometimes I will get the urge to just go on it and scroll and just lay in bed because I'm tired, don't feel like doing anything. But ever since I set that timer on my app, it's forced me to come back to reality and recognize that the app's over and now it's time to actually do something else. Because basically, if I take off the timer and just keep adding more time, I'll just waste more time and just get deeper into it. And a big warning about social media too, which I'm sure you already know, but you're still doing it. So I'm going to say it again. Social media leads to a worse life. Social media in general makes people's lives worse if you're not using it for business purposes and you're not using it very casually to just like talk to a friend or something. And here's why. Social media leads to depression. It can lead to suicide. It can lead to anger and self-doubt. And I'm speaking from experience because this is what it's done to me. I've probably talked about these fitness influencers like 1,000 times on this channel, but I'm just going to use them as an example here again. You will go on social media and you'll see these super in shape guys, six-pack, huge muscles and everything, and they have like a huge platform, maybe like 1 million followers, and then you'll look at yourself and you will feel like you're less than them and you're not worthy, and you will not even be motivated to do anything because you're comparing yourself to these people. And the same goes for these models, men and women both. You compare yourself to these men and women who get all of these like nice comments, all these hard eyes, and all these like nice things about, oh, I want to date you and you look so good, stuff like that. And basically you're not getting that in your life and you don't feel confident in yourself. And once again, you compare and it makes you feel worse. Social media, in my opinion, is one of the most evil things that's been invented, not really because of its original form, but because of what the people have done with it, what we've done with it. We have taken this idea of seeing different things in the world and having a platform for yourself to work for yourself or just kind of get your thoughts out there, and we've turned it into a spot to hate, a spot to judge, and a spot to seek attention, but also we've opened it to a spot of comparison to make ourselves feel worse. And I really hope that one day people slow down the social media and understand that social media is not supposed to be used as like you're playing a game or you're reading. It's not supposed to be used as a pastime. You should only be going on it if you're using it as a tool for information, or you're using it to help with your business, or like keeping up with like friends or something like that. There's some like harmless, innocent videos, animal videos, whatever, but at the same time, it's still scrolling mindlessly for no reason because you're bored. But what I said in this video is to not quit social media. What I've said to do is limit the time that you're doing with it, and then replace that time with something else. Because if you don't replace it, just like any other drug, and I believe social media is like a drug, you will withdraw and relapse back onto it. You might be doing well for a few days. Let's say for 15 minutes for like 3 days straight, you've been doing good. That one day, you're going to slip back and do it for 3 hours, and you'll keep just adding more time. And I know because I've done this before. So I hope that the things I've said have helped you guys. And social media is the #1 thing, in my opinion, that divides people. As much as it's helped some people, I feel like it's done more harm than good. And the only way to limit that is to limit it. So try out the things I've said and keep the things I've said in mind. And leave a comment after that, and maybe after like a week or so, and then say if you feel better, maybe you've used that time wisely and now you're starting on working out. Just let me know after trying these things out that I've said what it's done for you in your life, because I believe that it will help. There's no disadvantage to limiting social media usage. Anyways, that's the end of this video. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video, and hope you guys have a good day.